Heaven is here now, the new earth. High vibrational frequencies can be experienced now in any situation possible because circumstances do not matter, only state of being matters. If you want to grow closer to God, closer to divine, you need to clean out your system physically, mentally, and emotionally so that high vibrational energy has an easier time flowing through it and being expressed through it. Once you clean out everything that's not supposed to be there, there's going to be a power vacuum. And what will fill that power vacuum once the shame and the guilt and the fear is cleared out will be joy and peace and love and infinite divine consciousness and connection with your soul. That is the first step. In this video, I'd like to not only explain why your connection to God, Spirit, the infinite divine source of creation, is the most important thing you could focus on in this life, but also a 3-step process that you can use to deeply connect with the infinite and come back to divine consciousness, the source of who you are. In this life, there are so many things that you personally could focus on, but the quality of your life is going to be dictated by the quality of the things you choose to put your focus and attention on. And this is a video about just that. First off, what do I mean by the word God? Oh God, this might trigger some people. This would be the moment if you are a religious ideologue to promptly click off the video right now. Fleshing out this description of the word God is very important and relevant to this video because of all the misconceptions and baggage surrounding this word in our culture. When I say the word God, this is simply a label I'm putting on something that can not truly ever have a label put on it. Think about the word fire. The only reason I can say the word fire and you know what I'm talking about is because you've experienced a bonfire or a flame coming from a candle or the stove. You've smelt the smoke. You have felt the heat. You've maybe touched it and even burned it. But the only reason you have a concept, you have an image that comes to your mind is because you personally experienced something. Same thing when I say the word God. God is just a label. There's no label that could ever truly describe this infinite, powerful, creative energy. There's so many other labels. Every culture has their own label. The Hindus typically call it the Brahman. It's like the infinite energy that encompasses all things. The Tao. And even in the Tao, which is in, I believe, Taoism, which is a Chinese philosophy about the nature of reality, they even say, listen, we're labeling this energy the Tao, but they even say the Tao that can be spoken of is not the true Tao. God is something that you experience. Source, infinite creative energy is something you personally experience. Labels are just to help us conceptualize, to understand with our limited perspectives, our limited brains as human beings. These things cannot truly be ever spoken of, even though we do. And here we are making a whole fucking video about the concept of God. But God is infinite divine consciousness. It is the source of who you are. It is the I am principle. It is when you become silent, you go beyond mind, you come back to the source of who you are. That is you. That is God. That is consciousness. That is infinite, divine, creative source energy. And when I say the word God, go beyond the label. The finger pointing at the moon is not the moon. It is simply a signpost. All these ancient texts, all these ancient scriptures, all these preachers, all these philosophers, they simply use words, they use signposts, they use labels to describe these things that truly cannot ever be, they cannot ever have truly definitive descriptions put upon them. We cannot ever truly describe the infinite because by definition, words are limited, words are structures, and the infinite is fucking infinite. God is simply a label to help you understand the divine infinite principle that this reality is founded upon. What you truly are, and that is what God is. And that is simply my perspective, and you can take it or leave it, but if you're here, I feel like that description resonates with you. And so I'm happy that you're here appreciating this moment with me and connecting on a concept. So why is your connection to that, to God, to the universe, to the infinite divine source so important? Why have I chosen to make it the most important thing in my life? Simply because, and the power of this is found in its simplicity. Truly, it is what you are. Everything around you is not real. It is simply an illusion. We have the perception as third-dimensional beings, as humans, to think that we are consciousness inhabiting a body and we're experiencing this reality from the outside in. Everything is projected onto us. But the true reality is that and this is such a wonderful realization to have and a truth to come back to, but actually this reality is simply you projecting this reality from the outside in. Everything is created from your consciousness. God creates from himself. Nothing was projected upon God, upon consciousness, upon infinite source. The source of creation was the source, and from that source, everything flows forth. And that is what you are, and that's what you're a part of, and that is the divine spark that you hold, and that is why it is the most important thing you could focus on in this life, because it is what is truly is. It is reality. The reality that we perceive is simply the matrix. It's simply the Maya, the illusion. And that's all good and fine. And we're here to experience that. And we created this experience to experience. So don't detach from that. But when you're feeling lost in the illusion, like you're in a fog, it is always wonderful and it's warm and it's nice to return home to the source that you truly are. And that is why if you want to have a deeper experience and a more profound experience of what reality truly is and what truth truly is, it is important to return to that source of what you are, to return to God, to return to the infinite source of I amness. And when I say return to God and return to spirit, I'm not saying to completely detach from the illusion, from the reality. Again, you created this. We created this reality. We've co-created this reality to experience it, because the infinite source of creation left to itself will create. And that's what we're doing. And that's what God's doing. And that's what the universe is doing. It's about becoming grounded in the only true reality, which is that infinite divine consciousness that you're a part of. So from that place of being grounded in reality, you can actually experience the illusion on a deeper, more profound level. And that's the beauty of it. It's the dichotomy of being in the spiritual, being connected to the divine, while also having one foot in the physical as well, and bringing that divine aspect to the third dimensional world, bringing that divine aspect of creation, of the infinite, into the physical realm for God to experience the third dimensional world. And that is why connecting to God and connecting to your soul, to the infinite, is so important. But that's easier said than done. It's so easy to get lost in the illusion. How are you supposed to do that? How are you supposed to bring your attention, your consciousness, your energy back into the truth of who you truly are? Well, there is a 3-step process that has worked very well for me to consistently bring me closer and closer and closer on this divine path back to the truth of who I truly am, back to the truth of God, back to the truth of the universe and reality. But before I break into how to do that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Andrew Knight. I'm just a dude like you who's super passionate about sharing spiritually aligned content to help us all collectively vibrationally upgrade our bodies, minds, and spirits. If you're as crazy as me and that sounds like your cup of tea, your bag of potato chips, go like the video and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos just like this. If you would like some help transforming your physique and cultivating vibrant health so you can develop a strong mindset and raise your spiritual vibration, then apply for coaching with me below. Also, if you've had some trouble in the past staying away from your vices and avoiding the hub, if you know what I'm saying, then make sure to check out the first 30 days, a comprehensive guide that I've put together to help you master your sexual energy as a man. All links will be in the description. Back to the video that you came here to watch. Now that you actually have some reason to actually connect with your soul and connect with the divine, how are you actually practically supposed to go about doing this? Well, the first thing that I have found that really helps and is really the foundation of connecting with the divine and with spirit is to focus on health. And when I say health, again, like the word God, I want to detach all of, or at least a lot of the baggage and stigma around this world. When I say health, I don't mean just eat more protein, just build muscle, just lose that 20 pounds that you fucking need to lose and you haven't lost yet, even though you said in January you were gonna go to the gym and stay consistent and you haven't. When I say health, I'm talking about balance. Everything in our physical reality is energy, frequency, a vibration. All matter is basically like 99.98% empty space. It is energy just simply flowing into new expressions that we perceive as the physical world. And that is what the human body is. It's simply a flowing form of energy. So health is not just simply going to the gym, getting sunlight, moving more, eating more fruits and vegetables. That is a huge part of it. Like, it's the foundation of the foundation. But I'm not simply talking about just going to the gym and just dropping that 25 pounds you need to lose. It is about taking a holistic approach to energy balance. Health is a balanced form of energy. It's not about being the biggest guy in the gym or the guy with the most ripped six-pack. Those are awesome things, and it's something that I prioritize in my life. I love going to the gym. I love eating healthy foods. I love going on walks. I love going on runs, things of that nature. But it's about balancing the energy of the physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. These are all different expressions and different sides of the same coin. You cannot have good spiritual health if your mental health is not intact. You cannot have good mental health if your physical health is not intact. And if your spiritual and mental health is fucked up, you're not really going to take action to do the things on the physical level that you need to do. So they're all interconnected, interdependent sides of one and the same thing. Our bodies are the bridge between the physical and the spiritual dimensions. We, through our bodies, channel consciousness into this illusion, into this matrix. So if you have a super toxic body, it's unhealthy, energy is not flowing correctly, you have negative thoughts all the time, strange addictions, nicotine, alcohol, weed, then the body's just toxic and weighed down with low density and low vibrational energy, you are going to have a much harder time connecting to that infinite divine source of that you truly are. Infinite divine consciousness, when you truly connect with that, is such a high vibrational frequency that it needs a vessel that can actually contain that high vibrational frequency. So before you can even think about bringing more of God consciousness into the physical body and through the physical body, you need to make sure you're shoring up those energetic connections. You need to make sure you are eating the correct things. You are downloading energy from the sun, getting sunlight every day, prioritizing sleep so your body can heal itself, moving, adding muscle, strengthening your ligaments and tendons, going on runs, going on walks, whatever resonates most closely with you. Maybe it's doing a martial art, but health is the foundation of connecting with the spiritual realm. I always find when I take a few weeks off and I let my health fall to the wayside and I'm not disciplined about retaining my sexual energy, I'm not disciplined about going to the gym and about eating the right foods and eating high vibrational foods, raw fruits and veggies and clean meats, I feel much more disconnected from the infinite source of creation. I feel more disconnected from my soul, from myself. So this isn't some concept that I've made up. This is something that I keep experiencing over and over and over, and I'm constantly reminded of, and so many other people are as well. If you want to grow closer to God, closer to divine, you need to clean out your system, physically, mentally, and emotionally, so that high vibrational energy has an easier time flowing through it and being expressed through it. Understand that your body is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical. So treat it as such. Treat it with love. Treat it with care. Make it a priority. Be disciplined about it. Go to the gym. Get good sleep. Get sunlight. Eat things that have not been sprayed with poison, i.e. eat organic. I can't believe I even have to say eat organic. Like, just don't eat food sprayed with poison, okay? And get rid of the toxins in it. So these dense things are cleaned out and your body can hold these high vibrational frequencies, so you don't have to try to experience love. You don't have to try to experience joy and peace and abundance. These things will come into you by default. Once you clean out everything that's not supposed to be there, there's going to be a power vacuum. And what will fill that power vacuum once the shame and the guilt and the fear is cleared out will be joy and peace and love and infinite divine consciousness and connection with your soul. That is the first step. The second step is more of a psychological shift that you're going to bring into your body after you've focused on health for a period of time. It's about realizing, and this is going to be so stupidly simple, but there's so much magic in this realization. I have to come back to this so many times, but you realize that circumstances do not matter. Circumstances do not matter. Has it sunk in? Only state of being matters. I actually got this from Bashar, and it was such a beautiful realization. And when you realize that circumstances do not matter, and only your state of being truly matters, life transforms in a so beautiful way, it's not even fucking funny. You realize that heaven is here now, the new earth. Heaven, high vibrational frequencies can be experienced now in any situation possible because circumstances do not matter, only state of being matters. Because once you realize that you're the creator, you hold the spark of divine, infinite source within you, the great blazing bonfire that is infinite source creation, that is God. You're part of that. You're not separate from it. You hold a piece of that and you're connected to all that is. So that means if you're that creator and reality, the external reality, your circumstances are simply a projection from your mind, from your psyche into the outer world, from your internal reality, you realize that circumstances do not matter. Only state of being matters. It's so beautiful. You're God. Not in an egoic sense. I'm not saying you're God and nothing else is, and you're higher than that divine source, but you are a son of the Father, of the Heavenly Father, in the words of Jesus, or Yeshua, as his actual name is. Choose your state of being, because whether you like it or not, you're always choosing your state of being. You think that reality is forcing you to act a certain way. Oh, this thing happened, so I have to feel this way. No, you fucking don't. You're the infinite creator. So start acting like it. Start realizing that the external reality is simply a projection of your subconscious mind. So start taking action and start making the mental shifts and breaking down the mental patterns so you can come back to the truth, to the fact that you are the creator and you choose your state of being. If you're in a state of fear, in a state of doubt, in a state of anxiety, that's fine. You can choose that experience. Nobody's forcing you to change. If you say, I want to live in fear, I want to live in anxiety, I want to live in a state of doubt and distrust of the universe and God and myself, that is completely valid. That is your experience to have, and you can choose that. I'm not saying you have to change, but if you would like to grow closer to the source of who you are, to infinite divine creation, I choose, and I would hope that you choose as well, to come back to feelings and states of being that are more aligned with the vibrations of love, of peace, of joy, of enlightenment, of realizing that everything is all part of the same thing. Everything is one. Everything is part of God. Everything is divine. And once you realize that everything is divine and that tree is as much your brother as your actual biological blood brother, and God is your father, and you being God's son, and you being the universe's child, it loves you and it will never ever do anything that's going to hurt you. So you're doubting it. You're like, but the universe isn't looking out for me. I'm scared. But that is simply an illusion. You've come up with that. And I'm human and I fall into that illusion. I get scared and paranoid about stuff a lot. Okay. I'm not immune to this stuff, but one thing that I've consciously tried to do in my own life, and I'd encourage you to do as well, is to just come back to the fact that you choose your state of being. Nobody's forcing you to feel a certain way. You are the creator. So choose your state of being wisely, and that the external reality will mirror the internal reality. If reality is a mirror, you can't expect the mirror to smile if you're not first smiling. You're frowning, looking at the mirror. Why is the mirror frowning? It's because you're fucking frowning, you dumbass. I fall into this illusion as well. I'm like, why does reality suck? It's because you're looking at it from a negative perspective. You're not seeing the gold that can be gleaned from this experience. Reality is always positive if you view it as such. If you always view it from a positive perspective, from a perspective that I can glean positivity from this situation, no matter how negative it appears on the surface. You hold that power. So use it or don't. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. I'd recommend, if you want to come closer to God, you want to come closer to the source of who you are, then connect with that and realize you are the creator and circumstances do not matter. And only your internal state of being matters. The third thing is another deep psychological shift and realization that you can come back to time and time again. It's understanding that, and again, this is just a concept to help you understand these things, but God is found in the gathering of consciousness. What do I mean by God is found in the gathering of consciousness? Well, if God is the infinite, God is all that is, everything coming together as one into unity, a lack of separateness, how would you connect with that oneness? How would you come back to that source, infinite, deep potential? Well, there's many ways to do this. So health was a number one reason, but on a more practical level, there's so many ways you can do that. If consciousness is simply the fundamental reality behind energy, anything that builds up your energy, builds up your prana, builds up your life force will help you connect to God. So these are simply some ways and perspectives and things and tools that I've utilized in my own life that help me come closer to God and gather consciousness. The number one way that I recommend you should all do as men, which is also why you need to check out the first 30 days, a comprehensive guide to mastering your sexual energy as a man, is because your life force, your seed as a man, your nut is a potent source of energy. It is 50% the ingredient to create a new human life. There is so much potential. There's so much energy, so much life force in your semen as a man. And when you don't spill it mindlessly, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having lovely experiences with the opposite gender, with a woman who you love, but if you conserve it for 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, maybe you're even crazy like me and you want to go 6 months, you want to go a year, you start to realize, you start to come to the fact that like, wow, like I'm coming so close to God. I'm coming so close to consciousness. There's more consciousness being expressed through my physical body because it does two things. It strengthens your physical body so that you can hold more voltage, more high vibrational energy in the physical body, but it also stores up the prana, the spiritual energy, the spiritual essence in the physical body. So you're actually channeling more high vibrational energy, more consciousness through the physical body. And that is the number one way to gather consciousness in your physical vessel so you can experience more God or more infinite divine source of creation. Other things as well, eating good food, meditation, breathing practices. Anything that is going to raise the vibrational frequency is channeling more consciousness into the physical body, which our physical body is the medium that we experience the divine. So anything that can help you vibrationally upgrade your body so you can channel more consciousness is a tool that you can utilize in your tool belt. And I'm not saying any of these is better than the other. I personally have my preferences. Like I think that as long as I do breathing practices, focus on my health through semen retention, eating good foods and exercises, that is good enough for me. I'm not a huge fan of like sitting and meditating for hours on end or even just 20 minutes. I like going on walks. I like doing more active things, but really anything that can bring more prana, more spiritual life force energy into your body will connect you deeper with God. And those are the three major things that I think are a priority that you need to focus on. Focusing on your health, because health and focusing on balancing your energy in this physical vessel is the first step. But then also realizing that you're the creator and you choose your state of being. And then thirdly, realizing that God or connecting with the universe or more deeply with your soul is about gathering consciousness, gathering life force energy in the vessel for it to be expressed in a divine way. And if you focus on these three things, I found that you walk around in a state of childlike bliss. Jesus said, in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, one must become like a child again. Now, I'm grossly botching that statement, but I'm just summarizing what he was trying to convey. You must become like a child with all your preconceived notions of reality stripped away. You must bring back that joy, that passion, that energy back into life. You must walk around in a state of wonder and excitement. And doing these three things helps you do that. Bring the divine consciousness back to this earth for you to experience, because heaven and hell aren't planets that you go to when you die. They are realities to be experienced here, now. Walk around in your average Walmart. You might come across some individuals that are living in a state of joy and bliss in heaven. They're connected to God. But most people, and this is extremely sad, but most people are walking around in a state of hell. What is hell? In the Bible, when they talk about the word hell, it is infinite separation from God, infinite separation from the source of being. And people are walking around disconnected. Look in their eyes, go into your Costco, walk into your Walmart, go to the gas station, and look at people in their eye. They're so disconnected from their soul. It's very sad. And that's fine. That's a valid experience to have. And they choose that. They had a choice before they came into the physical realm what they were going to experience, and that is simply one more perspective that God can learn about himself. But it really is sad to see people not knowing who they truly are and not knowing what the infinite divine reality is that we are living in right now, that we are a part of. I hope you can take what I've said today and apply it to your life if it resonates with you. And if it doesn't resonate with you, leave it by the wayside, because I'm not here to try to change anybody's mind. I'm not here to try to convince people of things. I'm here to remind you about truth you already know, to educate you about personal experiences that I've had, to maybe help you change your life for the better. Basically, I make these videos for younger versions of myself, because the only reason I've gotten to the place that I am today is because of other creators on the internet who've helped guide me and bring me closer to who I am. I'm happy that you joined me today. It is my pleasure to be here with you, co-creating this experience, and I hope I give you some very interesting things to think about. I will speak with you very, very soon. Peace, brother.